Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm lucky to be born an optimist, always preferring to look on the brighter side of life. But I know it's easier said than done, especially when success seems out of reach and the people who are in a position to make a difference seem out of touch. I sense some among us may be feeling this way, unsure, uncertain, overwhelmed. This too shall pass, and with hardship comes ease. But let me say this. I believe in the power of the youth, so don't give up on you. I believe in the power of family. Don't give up on each other. I believe in the power of unity, so let's do this together. Mr. Speaker, I rise in support for the motion to thank the President who spoke about unity, tenacity, and inclusive mobility. Let me start by appreciating the East Coast and Fengshan residents, because of whom I have this honor of being here today, sharing my voice with fellow Singaporeans. With this same voice, I thank our families, our volunteers, and Singapore's patriots who rally with us to build a Singapore we can all be proud of, one where we belong. The privilege, expectations, and amanah, or responsibility, standing right here, right now, is not lost on me. Mr. Speaker, I seek the guidance of your good self, honorable, learned, and experienced members of this House, as well as our community leaders and private sector leaders, to join hands and build an ecosystem of support so every one of us Singaporeans dare to dream to be our best. Today, I will take you on a journey to envision the Singapore I hope to build in 3 parts, using 3 proverbs and in 3 other languages. First, in our national language, Mr. Speaker, in Malay, please. Kuat lilit kerana simpulnya, Singapura yang kukuh, yang bersatu, yang bersepadu. Singapura yang mendukung sesama sendiri sewaktu gusar. Singapura yang meraihkan kejayaan satu sama lain. Itulah harapan saya buat Singapura dan buat masyarakat kita. Selama 15 tahun, saya melaporkan kisah masyarakat kita selaku editor dan penyampai berita Mediacorp. Saya beruntung kerana menerusi kerjaya saya berpeluang melestarikan budaya dan bahasa kita serta mendekati masyarakat kita. Tambahan pula, selama lebih sedekad saya berkhidmat di badan-badan kebajikan seperti PPIS, Persatuan Pemudi Islam Singapura, membantu yang memerlukan di kalangan kita, dan di beberapa majlis serta persekutuan kebangsaan mewakili suara dan aspirasi masyarakat kita. Peluang menabur bakti tidak pernah saya sia-siakan kerana saya benar-benar percaya kejayaan, nilai dan cita-cita kesemuanya bermula di rumah. Maka itu saya harap pemerintah terus berganding bahu dengan badan-badan Melayu Islam, agensi perkhidmatan sosial secara am dan juga sektor swasta mengambil usaha menyeluruh demi memperkukuh dan memperkasakan keluarga-keluarga kita supaya tiada yang ketinggalan. Tuan Speaker, situasi setiap keluarga berbeza, serupa tapi tak sama. Kadangkala dalam usaha merungkai kerumitan, jalan keluar yang dicari tidak jelas, tiada contoh, tiada acuan. Umpamanya, penduduk Fengshan Encik O, seorang bapa yang mempunyai sakit jantung. Beliau tidak lagi bekerja dan harus menjaga 2 orang anak. Seorang menuntut di mines dan seorang mempunyai penyakit eksema, sejenis penyakit kulit. Tambahan itu, isteri beliau sedang dirawat di hospital buat jangka masa panjang akibat angin ahmar. Apabila beliau bertemu dengan kami, Encik O agak buntu. Kami sepasukan berusaha menangani cabaran beliau lapisan demi lapisan. Bermula dengan memastikan beliau mendapat bantuan dari Comcare dan juga MUIS. Kemudian menangani masalah kewangan dengan membimbing beliau merancang perbelanjaan bulanan keluarganya. Tambahan itu, kami mengagihkan voucher untuk barangan dapurnya dan membuat permohonan untuk bil-bil yang tertunggak. Pokoknya, kami sepasukan mengambil pendekatan yang menyeluruh yang mengambil kira ciri-ciri khusus sebuah keluarga yang membantu sambil memperkasa. Tuan Speaker, kejayaan dan kekuatan Singapura bukan saja tertakluk kepada kemampanan ekonomi. Kestabilan keluarga dan masyarakat serta perpaduan antara rakyat juga petanda penting kejayaan, terutama sekali dengan keadaan tidak menentu tatkala pergolakan antara negara semakin meningkat. Kita harus jaga kita. Dewasa ini saya berpeluang menyertai delegasi Presiden Tharman Shanmugaratnam untuk lawatan negaranya ke Mesir buat julung-julung kalinya. Reputasi Singapura sebagai sebuah negara yang dipercayai, dihormati dan berwawasan kelihatan jelas. Lawatan Presiden itu mencerminkan betapa pentingnya untuk Singapura meluaskan jaringan kita dan betapa pentingnya peranan Singapura di mata dunia. Presiden telah menghulurkan sumbangan 1.2 juta dolar dari Palang Merah Singapura kepada Sabit Merah Mesir. Dana ini akan digunakan untuk perkhidmatan perubatan yang akan memanfaatkan 4,000 penduduk Gaza serta perkhidmatan pendidikan untuk sekitar 2,000 kanak-kanak Palestin. Di sana juga saya sempat bertemu dengan 4 penduduk Gaza yang sedang mendapatkan rawatan di Mesir bersama pasukan doktor dan jururawat Singapura yang diterbangkan dengan khas untuk memberikan rawatan. Pasukan asing pertama dibenarkan bertugas di Hospital Mesir. Tuan Speaker, saya percaya usaha ini disambut baik warga Singapura. Maka itu Singapura harus cekal dan teguh dalam usaha membantu mangsa-mangsa peperangan dan terus bersuara untuk mereka yang ditindas. Warga Singapura menaruh harapan supaya Singapura memainkan peranan lebih penting dan mengambil pendirian yang lebih jelas untuk konflik di Gaza ini. Di Mesir juga, saya amat tersentuh tatkala bertemu dengan mahasiswa-mahasiswi Singapura yang menuntut di Al-Azhar. Mereka mempunyai semangat yang berkobar-kobar dan menanam iltizam untuk membanggakan negara mereka. Saya ucapkan syabas dan tahniah. Tuan Speaker, perpaduan tidak bermaksud sama rata, tiada perbezaan. Perpaduan merupakan keharmonian suara yang berbeza, namun nada dan ritma beralun, bersatu demi tujuan yang sama. Suasana membina penting untuk seseorang itu mekar. Keluarga itu umpama taman yang harus dijaga dengan teliti supaya sumber kehidupan dikongsi seadil boleh dan tiada yang terselindung di sebalik bayang-bayang. Kita boleh menjadi sauh kemajuan dan pelita perpaduan. Saya akan berusaha supaya anak-anak kita membesar dengan yakin belia kita mendapat peluang dan keluarga kita percaya akan masa depan yang lebih cerah. Mr. Speaker, in Mandarin please, especially for my Fengshan residents. 老吾老，一起人之老，多美好的一句话。许多年长时不好意思向家人求助，怕麻烦别人。我希望我们能主动伸出援手，为长辈们尽一份力，让他们安享有尊严、有意义的生活。Mr. Speaker, we are where we are because of the giants before us, trailblazers who cleared the path, smashed ceilings, and cleaned sticky floors. Singapore must be a safe space for our elderlies who have done so much to build the Singapore we are privileged to live in now. During the National Day rally, PM Wong shared a photo of my Fengshan resident, Madam Wong, celebrating her 100th birthday. I met her the same week to show her how many Singaporeans celebrated with her. She was in high spirits, all smiles, and said, Ama Kai Sing, or Grandma is happy. Joy keeps Madam Wong going, and many super-age seniors too. I hope for our seniors to truly age well, on site, and with dignity. I hope for a Singapore where our elderlies know they can depend on their families for support. I hope for the government to better support families with elderly, especially the ones who also have young children as well. On my house visits, I often meet seniors who live alone. At Fengshan, we take note of these homes. our grassroots leaders and I make time to engage and stay in touch. We organize luncheons and gatherings and encourage them to have an active social life. The work of the Active Aging Centres AAC, the AAC Befrienders, and the Silver Generation Office is becoming more important to ensure our seniors living alone are not isolated. Perhaps it's time to consider a national-level initiative together with coordination and partnership with social service agencies to have a more structured approach in caring for the ones who have no one else. I also recently met a community of caregivers in Fengshan who are looking after seniors with dementia. Their challenges are real. I'll welcome the new dementia program at our active aging centres, which would benefit this growing, big-hearted community of carers who deserve better support. And I look forward to greater synergies among all our initiatives so seniors have one single point of contact for community care so they can focus on living their golden years meaningfully and with dignity. Next, very briefly in Tamil, please, Mr. Speaker. Yerumbu ora kalam teyum, manam தளரவிடாமல் தொடர்ந்த முயற்சி செய்யுங்கள். இந்த கூற்றிலிருந்து நாம் நிறைய கற்று கொள்ளலாம். என் தாத்தா பாட்டி தமிழ் பேசினார்கள். நான் போதுமான அளவு கற்று கொள்ளவில்லை, ஆனால் ஒரு நாள் கற்று கொள்வேன். The proverb, even ends can wear out a rock, speaks of the perseverance and resilience I hope for Singapore and our youths to possess. A Singapore where our young feel heard, seen, and where they matter. A Singapore where our young are motivated and don't give up. A Singapore where our young feel like they belong. Economic uncertainty and social pressures are on the up and up. One of the concerns of young Singaporeans is employment. It is unfortunate that the pressure to get a job meant young people are racing to stack internships. I worry for the vulnerable ones whose social capital is limited. I hope government initiatives such as the GRID program truly evens the playing field of opportunities and for the government to keep a close eye that they are not misused for cost savings. Perhaps the government can also consider better supporting companies who successfully upscale and coach a trainee for full-time employment upon the completion of their traineeship. I believe it is important for the young to discover themselves. I started my career as a journalist, crossed over to public affairs, found meaning in social impact, and embraced a new opportunity in advisory consulting. For Singaporeans to embody lifelong learning, there must also be a mindset shift of embracing lifelong support. I share the anxiety of our young, but also their drive for making the world a better place for the next generation. I share the purpose on being good and doing right. I will continue to listen to our young and give them space to untangle, deconstruct, and undo what doesn't quite work. I recently met some youths based in Cairo, having just returned from a state visit with the president to Egypt, and I'm filled with immense pride at how our youths are flying our flag, determined to do Singapore, their families, and themselves proud in their campuses. Egypt, like Singapore, values interfaith harmony. Upholding the values of peace and mutual respect is essential in continuing to build a peaceful and harmonious Singapore. The recent incident at Al-Istiqamah Mosque is deeply concerning. Such acts threatens the values Singapore revere, peace and harmony. We must move upstream in our interventions. We must ensure our places of worship for all faiths remain safe spaces, like the rest of Singapore. To do so, we must embrace unity in diversity. Mr. Speaker, sir, our mighty red dot shines bright beyond the water's edge. Think about how Singaporeans make our mark and add value overseas, and how our Singapore makes a difference in the world that we care about. We must carry that same pride here on this island. Sir, I conclude with a recap of the 3 proverbs that exemplifies my kind of Singapore. Kuat lilit, Kerana simpulnya, the strength of the people is in its unity. Lau lau, ichiren lau, care for the elders, our own and others. Yerumbu ora galum deyem, persistence never fails. The Singapore name is our pride. We must protect it. We must build it. We must move forward with it together. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I support the motion.